All right, another episode of Conversate After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's going great with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people how they can find us.
You can find us at ConversAte After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can reach us at CVAD the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Make sure you tell a friend. All right, Tay, let's do the icebreaker.
Okay. Where's the strangest place you've had sex?
I feel like we talked about this before. It was in the sitting garden at an old folks nursing home.
You have said that before. I remember you talking about
I think
that.
I might have been like 17. It had to be like 17, maybe 18.
hmm
And my girlfriend at the time, her aunt Tootie, stayed in like this old folks home. It was you look at it as like a project building.
hmm
She had like a little room or whatever. And like she was like, let's do it outside. And they had like a little city, how they got like those old school kind of like concrete benches or whatever and stuff.
hmm
But it was off like in the cut and it was late, it was dark. So it was off in the cut, but dumb kids, we was like, all right, let's do it. And shit, we got like butt booty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah. So obviously I didn't strap up either because I was butt booty naked. I remember when, I left for college and I was leaving that girl and I went and talked to my older brother and I was like, man, I'm really gonna miss her. He was like, yeah, it's fun fucking without condoms, ain't it? What about you?
You know what's funny? I usually have a good memory when it comes to my long-term memory, but I actually forgot about this until this very minute when I asked the question. I don't know if this might be strange to other people, but it was strange to me when it happened. Um, Back when I was in college, my college used to have a radio station, but the school was going through some stuff and they sold the radio station,
Hmm.
but the offices where it was still there. So so I had sex there before. It was and they had this big picture window which opened up to the main street. Like I
Was
said,
the
that
window,
might not have been weird to most people, but it was weird to me.
y'all had the picture window open?
It was, I mean, there were no curtains because it was a radio station, so there was no need for curtains. It was just, I mean, it was an old radio station, so yeah, it was just
Like
open.
one of them
But it
ones
was it was high up,
kind of
but
like face the community or whatever. Like I get it. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah. What's funny is I was just talking with my best friend this weekend. We was in New Orleans and I talked about how I basically got him kicked off his radio show. We had a little campus radio station and it was it was in the middle of Missouri. And so we had an HBCU, Lincoln University, that was like 30 minutes down the road. And then you had our college, predominantly white institution. And it was right in the middle of the state. So if you were in the right place, you could pull from Kansas City, or you might be able to pull from St. Louis radio station. But it would be hit or miss, right?
hmm
And you would have to wait until the evening time for the campus radio to play like music. So he had like a little radio show with this chick. She brought him on as a co-host. And me and my guys started calling up the station and was just being assholes. Got him fired.
Oh gosh.
It's like, ain't nobody listening to this show. Ain't nobody listening to this, man. So, do you still got any place wild that you want to do it at this big age?
I have this fantasy of like traveling the world and having sex on balconies, but I don't want to go to jail, especially not in another country. So I don't know if that'll happen, but that's my fantasy though.
You know, I just saw a post, and we're doing that cruise next year, and
hmm
I put it in our group, and basically it was somebody was saying like, "Yo, don't get on the do not cruise again list thinking you didn't order the balcony room on the cruise and thinking you got privacy because you will get, uninvited to, to come back on the cruise,
I
which
believe it.
I didn't know that they did that, but apparently they do.
Okay.
You can get uninvited. So yeah, Kimberly said y'all were so wrong for that. I mean, and listen,
Y'all were.
listen, 20, 22, 23-year-old minds, we thought it was funny at the time. Darius said, Tay, that was you. I saw through the radio station window. I didn't realize
Whatever.
I was peeping Tom. So, have you ever traveled with someone? And I'm going somewhere with this. Have you ever traveled? You talked about traveling the world and being on balconies. Have you ever traveled with a platonic friend? Like, yo, I want to go out of town, want to have fun, other opposite sex, right? Have you ever traveled with somebody from the opposite sex? Like, let's just go out and kick it and have fun. Like, take a
I,
little vacation.
I actually have. I have a very, very good friend that I've known since college. And this was years ago now. But yeah, we just hung out in Virginia Beach, just chilling, just for a weekend. Platonic.
Now, most of the time, when men and women are platonic, it's because the woman doesn't want it to go further. Is that the situation with you and this friend?
Uh Yes and no. We did start off our friendship flirting with each other. Um and we became really cool. So he was one of my friends I used to just talk to all the time. So he said he was the one to put the brakes on it. He said he wanted to be my friend because he didn't want to be my victim. That's
What's
what
that
he
mean? What does that
said.
mean? What does
I
that
don't
mean?
know. People had this thought in their head that I was some kind of player or something, and I wasn't. I wasn't. I was not. I was not. I don't consider myself a player.
I have definitely been on a trip with somebody who was platonic, um, but I was sweet on them,
Hmm.
and I let them know that I was sweet on them. And we were friends, and it was kind of like one of those situations where like I didn't know if she was just conservative or if she wasn't really feeling me like that. Like I knew that she thought I was cool, right?
Hmm.
Because like we made plans and we agreed to go somewhere. And I don't think women are that damn crazy to go somewhere with somebody that they don't feel comfortable and safe around. I mean,
Right.
I would hope not, because that lead to a dangerous situation, right? Um, but as we got there, and then I kind of I sniffed it out, towards the end. I was like, yeah, she ain't feeling you like that, bro. And we still cool, which is surprising to me because most of the time, if I start off and I'm sweet on you, and then
Hmm.
I feel like nah, it's not reciprocal, we're not finna be cool. Like,
Okay.
and not on some whole like you didn't give me my way, so fuck you or whatever. But I just don't want to navigate those emotions that come from, I was feeling you, I was into you, and not on a like I just want to hit type of deal. Like if I'm feeling you like, yo, I think you could be my girl, I think we could be together, then no, I'm not trying to be your friend. Now, if I was just trying to hit,
Hmm.
then we could just be friends. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it made sense to me.
I can see it because in one situation your feelings are actually involved.
That's
In
it.
the other one,
That's
you
it.
don't have to
The other one,
feel
I'm just trying
anything.
to have fun.
Exactly. Exactly. I can see that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have fun. So, would I go somewhere with her again? Yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, she's good company. Uh,
Hmm.
but I think that I'm looking for a vacation,
Yeah.
because, going back to, where you say I might try to do something freaky on the balcony or something, and I need somebody who's down to do that.
Right. I get it. With my friend, this was years after college, so our platonic relationship had already been established. I wouldn't travel with somebody if I knew that they liked me like that and I didn't like them in that way, I wouldn't travel with somebody like that.
That's it is kind of taking a risk. And then
Yeah.
thankfully, I'm not no crazy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But it is taking a risk. So let me
But
ask you this:
go ahead.
can you be platonic friends with somebody that you're attracted to?
Yes, because I don't believe that just because you're attracted to somebody that you have to sleep with them.
But isn't that the definition of attraction, though?
Um, no, I mean there are a lot of people I'm attracted to, but I'm not going to sleep with everybody.
I mean, I guess for me, it's like this, and maybe just because I my Neanderthal male mind. If I say I'm attracted to you, that means I want to fuck you,
Okay.
right? Now, I can look at a woman and say, "Oh, she's pretty, she's fine," right? And I've learned in my older age to like I can cut off the whole attraction piece. I can recognize that this is a beautiful woman, right? But I can, in my mind, turn off, no, I don't want to have sex with her because I recognize that maybe our personalities won't mesh, even though the attraction is there. And our personalities will mesh on a friendship level. But
Hmm.
anything beyond that, I don't really think it would work. And I've learned to value women more than just for having sex. It used to be back in the day, I was trying to fuck everybody.
Hmm.
But now it's just like, nah, like, that's not cool. I don't need to be that way. So I but I'm gonna let you know, yeah, we friends, but if you give me the opportunity to hit, I'm gonna take that shit.
Of course. Yeah. Um, maybe I don't know if it's a male and female thing or if maybe if it's just me, I can separate the two. I can be attracted to someone and if we're not on that level where sex is a thing or like I always say I analyze everything. So if I analyze you as a person and I feel like this is not somebody I want to be with, I'm not going to want to have sex with you. Unless that's the goal. Unless that's the specific goal. But if friendship is my I can compartmentalize 50 million things in my head. So I can separate the two. I don't necessarily and it's just not cool to just want to sleep with everybody anyway. It's just
But
obvious.
isn't that the benefit of friends with benefits that y'all can do that and still feel safe?
But I'm not gonna be have friends with benefits with all of my friends though.
But you can find, are you attracted to many of your friends?
Not many of them, some of them though.
So,
And
okay,
over the years, that some of them.
let me ask you this. Can
Hmm.
you look at a man
Hmm.
and say, he's handsome, but I'm not attracted to him?
Yes. Yes.
And what's,
So I am talking about two totally different things. I'm not just talking about noticing that somebody looks good and not being physically attracted to them. I'm talking about somebody I can actually be physically attracted to, but in my mind I'm like, yeah, that's not I don't want to go there with that person though.
mm, I don't know, man. Like, I had to like shut it like all the way down. Like, I really had to just like totally, because first thing for me, I don't know if you know this, but like, I got a big ass ego. So the fact that you don't want me, I'm probably not gonna say it in a disrespectful way, but in my mind, I'm like, girl, fuck you.
Okay.
And because I'm like, girl, fuck you, right? I'm not going to give you the satisfaction, and you might not even want the satisfaction, right? I think most women would want to, they would rather be around a man who they could be a platonic friend with and feel safe and not have to worry about, okay, do I have to watch how I talk or how I dress around him because I don't want to send mixed signals or whatever. But yeah, I don't ever want to give somebody the idea that they got me like, jocking them or some shit like that. And that's probably like PTSD from when I was a kid, and you digging the chick you digging the chick, and then like your boy like, hey, he like you, or some shit like that, and then next thing you know, people making fun of you because like she don't want you, but you sweet on her on some shit. Nah, fuck all that. You know what I mean? Like you all right. You
That do
can
sound like some stuff you might need to go to therapy.
no,
I'm just
I mean,
joking.
but it
I'm
but
just joking. I'm just
but
joking.
it keeps me from doing stupid shit though.
Hmm.
You know, because like I think everybody, most men have a story about where they just done shit for a woman. Like, why did you do that? Like you were, and they did it, and you did it because you thought she was gonna all of a sudden, oh well, he's such a sweet guy. Now I'm gonna give him some. That shit never works. That shit, you will never friend and do a good gesture a woman out of her fucking drawers, fellas. That would never happen. So you can go and help her mama move to her new apartment. You can, help her dad mow. You can go like, I'm sure help her pops mow the yard and all this old shit. It ain't gonna change whether she want to fuck you or not. So just let that shit go.
Probably not.
Them acts of service, it might be her love language, but she don't want that fucking love language from you.
I mean, that's with anybody. If it's not the person, if somebody's doing something for you, but you don't want that person, there's nothing that they can do that will make you want them. That
But
goes with
that's
anybody.
but that's a hard lesson for some dudes to learn.
Hmm.
Some dudes like really think that if I stay cool enough with her, eventually she'll see my worth. Eventually she'll want to be like, you know what? Let me give it to you. And the sad thing about it is sometimes it happens.
Hmm.
Sometimes there's a story where she'd be like, hey, come on, let's go ahead and let's try. Right. But that's so rare, and it's probably bad that it does happen rarely because you think that, okay, well, I do have a chance. You don't got no fucking chance, bro. You don't.
Yeah.
The one time it happened to me, I had a friend. We've been friends for years. We still friends. I don't think she watched the show. If she watched the show, she go cuss me out, but it's whatever. Um, and we flirted and flirtation and all that old shit. And we actually even like considered going there,
Hmm.
relationship and all that. All of our mutual friends, I shouldn't, no, I can't tell this. I
How
forget.
you gonna start a story and not tell
Well,
tell
I'll
it?
just say this. I'll just say this. We never went all the way, but we did fool around.
Okay.
Found it mighty coincidental that the time that we fooled around was the time that I was getting a lot of attention from somebody else.
Oh, so it was jealousy?
I don't know if it's necessarily jealousy, but more so like I can have you when I want you, and I want you to know.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it was more so that, And the thing about it is a testament to our friendship. That shit happened and we still cool.
Hmm.
There ain't no residuals, no resentment, no like well, you did it once, let me get it again, all that type of old shit. It's just okay, we just have fun that one time and then that's it.
Okay.
So can you be friends with somebody that you used to be friends with benefits? Like, can the friendship continue once y'all decide to cut it off?
For me, it can, but I know that majority of people, men and women, cannot handle that.
Nah,
I
I know I
understand.
can't.
Yeah, I understand I'm weird in that respect, but
I know
I
I can't.
can.
Once you say, hey, listen, it was fun, but like we don't need to do that no more. Let's just be friends, girl. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think I can because, like I say, I analyze everything. So if I've already analyzed that there's no future with us, then yeah, I can put you to a friend zone. Even if it's a friend with benefits zone, I can put you there and it just be we can still be friends even if the benefits stop. But again, that's just me.
Kimberly said, yep, it can. Um, I don't know. For me, yes, I'm lying. It can, but the dynamic is going to change
Hmm.
for sure. Like we're not hanging as much because like I'm still gonna be there for you. Because like I feel like if you just like if y'all stop being friends because y'all no longer fucking anymore, that's kind of like a dirt bad thing to do. Because it's like, oh dang, you was only cool with me because I was giving you the draws. That's kind of a dirt bad thing to do. But I do
Hmm.
feel like for me, I'm gonna have to put some boundaries and some limitations on how we hang out until I can get to a point where I can hang out, talk to you without wanting to go there.
And that's understandable. And I think the majority of people can't do it, first of all, because their emotions get tied up in it sometimes, even when they think it's not. Um, and
Ah,
also, go ahead. What you about to say?
That's your thought.
And also, I think what you said about boundaries is true. I think people don't know how to set clear boundaries with people.
I think it's more so a territorial thing for me.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
you, but yeah,
Because like I said, like if I hit it when I was 17, I know I can still hit it again.
oh gosh.
I there might be like one or two people out there that was like, nah, motherfucker, you ain't really hit it the first time. I ain't finna give you a second time. But for the ones that enjoyed my shit, if I wanted to, I could get you again. But I'm not trying to get beat up by nobody's husband or no shit like
Hmm.
that. So I'm not gonna press the issue. But if you single, shit, yeah, I, I can hit it, motherfucker, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I friends with benefits. I had a couple situations like that. I can't say that I've had many friends with benefits, and it's hard to navigate if both people can't compartmentalize and keep it
Hmm.
for what it is. You know, I've been with somebody who they can compartmentalize, and every now and again, um, conversation comes up, and you'll entertain like, okay, well, what if? And then you kind of realize like, nah, let's keep what we got going. It's good, right?
Hmm.
Because like a friends with benefit situation, I mean, it is beneficial
Yeah,
because y'all you can have fun with each other, good talks, and there's not that pressure that comes from relationship. A relationship is pressure.
true.
There's a lot of pressure in relationships, and with that friends with benefits, there's no obligation. Like I ain't got to talk to you for a couple weeks,
That is
But if
true.
I'm in a
That is
relationship, not talking for a couple weeks, hell, a couple days, that's problematic.
it is.
That's problematic. You got to talk to your partner when you're in a relationship. You have to talk to your partner every day, like on the phone every day. And
I
y'all
don't
don't live together.
necessarily,
Y'all don't live together.
right, I get that. I'm not a phone person. So at this age, because if you asked me 30 years ago, 20 years ago, it would have been a different story. At this age, I don't need to talk on the phone every day, but we need to have some kind of communication. Like I have friends that we can carry on text conversations throughout the day. So if you're my man, I'm gonna need that too.
And see, there's a lot of people out here that feel that is weird.
Yeah, I know.
And I get it. I get it because, like, for me, I feel the same way. But, you got to compromise in relationships
Yeah, yeah.
if you really want it to work. And I think for some people, they need that. I don't know if it's reassurance or that connection. They
Hmm.
feel more connected when I hear your voice,
Right.
as opposed to like for me, like as long as we texting and the conversation is engaging over text, I'm good,
Hmm.
right? When I see you, we pick up where we left off, because that's still my personality. That's still you're still getting my honest thoughts about things. But when we're talking on the phone, and I don't know if it's just because, as you get older, the small talk kind of becomes harder to do, you know?
That could be it. I don't know. 30-year-old Tay, early 30s. That was a bone of contention in my relationship. the fact that we didn't talk on the phone. Well, he didn't want to call on the phone every day. That was a problem for me back then. And again, I'm not even a phone person. So I don't know if that was really, really something that I needed and wanted, or if that was something I thought was supposed to happen. Because I do think we kind of fall into relationship rules that we've been told, is supposed to happen. So again, I'm not a phone person. He wasn't a phone person. So why would I expect him to, I mean, we had contact every single day, but for some reason back then, I needed him to call me every single day.
I think it's a generational thing,
Hmm.
because like back in the day, people were in love and they didn't talk all the time. Shit, they didn't, phones were limited, or what have you. And then, we got phones and we could talk, call on the phone. Sometimes I think, again, it's the connection piece, but then it's like, well, what you out there doing if I'm not able to talk to you? And I'm not a jealous person like that because I know like I could talk to you on the phone. Motherfuckers could be scandalous, especially women. You could be talking,
Especially
oh,
guys.
huh?
Especially guys. Don't go there. Everybody, men and women, can be scandalous.
Okay, you're right. Second of all, take some of that bass out your voice.
I was just high pitched. I was more high pitched than I wanted to be, so it was no bass in there.
And then secondly, um, y'all smarter than us when it comes to that. Y'all, yeah. I think girls learn to be sneakier than boys need to be. You know what I mean? Because like we get to as young people, boys are like, hey, y'all go do what you want to do. Like you got 3, 4 girlfriends. How many girlfriends you got? We weren't as regulated as girls were. So I think y'all mastered being sneaky more than we did. So y'all are smarter and sneakier, and that's what I mean by that.
I think women are more detailed oriented when it comes to certain things. Have you ever listened to the way a man tells a story versus the way a woman tells a story? A woman will tell you what time of day it was, what she had on, how her hair was dressed, blah, 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 blah. All this information that you don't need. A man just gets straight to it. Those details help you lie because you think of everything you need to think of to make a lie believable.
But see, to me, that would make it harder because you got to remember all that shit too.
I mean,
See, the less details you give, the easier it is to not get pinned in a corner.
sometimes.
And and at this age, the Marvin Banks that you have right now, I said for government. The Marvin B that you have right now, I hate half truths.
Hmm.
That's what people who do half truths do. They'll tell you just enough to where it's like, I didn't lie. You didn't ask. If you'd asked me, I would have told you.
Hmm.
So what you mean you was hanging with old boy? You told me you was just at what's her name? Yeah, I was at what's her name. Well, why you ain't tell me you was with him? You didn't ask who I was with. Nah, I hate that. I'd rather you just flat out fucking lie to me than to tell a half truth. That half truth shit's some manipulation shit. That made me want to, do some harm to you, you
Yeah.
know. So
Now, I didn't say you had to tell all the details when you lie, but when you pace them out in your head, you're ready for questions when they come up.
so you rehearsing the lie.
Not necessarily. Again, you don't a good lie, you don't really it shouldn't take a lie. Because like you said, the more you embellish, the more you have to remember. So a good lie is I don't know how to describe it because I don't lie anymore. So
I thought I was sitting here like thinking, I was like, wait a minute, I thought
no,
you
I
were
don't do it,
straight.
but I know how to because as a kid, oh yeah, I mastered that.
Because you had to be sneaky, right?
I mean, I was a child, and I learned it from my male cousin who was a couple years older than me.
Okay.
That's how everything I did bad as a kid, I learned from my cousin who was a boy.
See, black women always got to throw the black man under the bus.
It's true. true. It's true. He was more like my brother. And your older siblings, they can tend to lead you down the wrong path. Every curse word I learned, every punishment I got was usually because of something he did until I got to be a teenager and then my mouth got me in trouble. But before that, it was usually me trying to follow something he did.
I got a similar situation. I got a cousin who's like a sister to me,
Hmm.
and learning how to curse, learning how to do shit that we ain't had no business doing.
Hmm.
She's like 2 years older than me. And I remember I threw her under the bus. I threw her under the bus in a major way. I had a condom. Wasn't even fucking. And I had a condom, and my dad found it. And my dad was like, my dad, old country motherfucker, right? He's like, "What you doing with that dick rubber?" And I was like, "I got it from her." Just straight threw her under the bus. And I'm glad that I learned from my dad's mistakes because when my kids was teenagers or whatever, that was an opportunity to talk about the shit, right?
Hmm.
Okay, well, what do you know? How you keeping yourself protected? All of those things. Because we definitely didn't get that type of. I know men of my generation, we had the worst. We had good role models, but we also had the worst role models when it came to relationships.
Hmm.
We had the role models where it's like, listen, you take care of your family, you do male shit. We learned how to be men's men. At least me and my guys did. There's some fuck dudes out here, right? But you take care of your family, you sacrifice, you do all of these things, right? But when it comes to being a good man, um, being loving and caring in all ways, right? Because my dad was very loving and caring, but he also did some fuck shit too. Like all of those things, just basically being an honorable man. We
Hmm.
we ain't have the best role models, my generation did. Because you weren't talking to your parents about sex and relationships. I didn't.
Right.
So who do
Right.
I learn from? I learned from older cousins, older brothers, older dudes on the block. And guess what? They was fucking idiots. Most of them were. Most of them were. And like you find yourself and you look at it in hindsight, right? Why am I listening to a motherfucker that was like a high school dropout? Why was I listening to a motherfucker that if I looked at his life at that time,
Hmm.
that wouldn't have been satisfactory for me. Like I could look and see like how he's working and what he's doing with his life. Nah, I want way more for my life than he got going on. But because we family or because we cool, I'm up here taking his advice on women. And not to say that education dictates your knowledge about the world, right? But
Hmm.
sometimes you got to look at somebody and be like, okay, is this really the person that I want to follow? Because like I
Right.
told you, like me being a womanizer, I contribute that 100% to the men that I had in my life as role models.
Yeah. I can understand that.
100%. 100%. And I can look at some of the women who I've interacted with and the ones who had upstanding women who had influences over them, they were better partners than the ones who did not have that. Like I remember
Hmm.
an ex of mine, I used to tell her all the time, like, you need better woman role models. And she would get so upset when I would say that. But I'm just like, you do. Like, you don't know how to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
You're very like selfish. Like, even though I say that about the men in my life, the one thing they would not allow me to do is be a dirtbag. Like, you might be a cheater, you might be doing all that shit, but you ain't finna embarrass this woman. You ain't
Hmm.
finna be, beating on her and doing all this old shit. You ain't finna be a dirtbag, right? You ain't finna
Right.
be out here not taking care of your kids. We not. There's a code that we abide by, and I used to tell her that all the time, and I noticed that those women that would check her about how she acted and how she, comported herself in a relationship, she would
Hmm.
she would cut them off
Okay.
because she didn't want that accountability,
Yeah. I can see that.
you know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of women out here that are like that.
Yeah. Now I told you my mouth is It can be lethal when it wants to be. My mother was the one who actually told me you can't be talking to guys any kind of way. Never emasculate a man. You just can't do that.
So I'm curious,
hmm
what was her reasoning for telling you that?
Because she heard me talking to my
No,
first
I get
boyfriend.
that.
Oh,
But
okay.
did she tell you that because like that's not a way to maintain a relationship? Because my daughter, I caught my daughter doing that one time. I
hmm
caught her reading this boy for filth. And I'm listening, and I could tell she was getting off on how shitty she was treating him.
hmm
And I was like, what was that about? She was like, he did this and this, that, and I wasn't feeling him no more. And I said, oh, okay. And then the next day, she was gone. And I text messaged her and I was like, where you at? And she went to the state fair with that boy that she was just talking crazy to. So I said, okay. She got home. I told her, I said, hey, listen, don't be talking to dudes crazy like that. Don't assume just because I'm a good man that you could talk to dudes like this. Because there's a lot of dudes out here who will fucking harm you because you don't
hmm
hurt their feelings and it made them feel less than. So just be careful when you're doing shit like that.
Yeah, I don't my I know my mother wasn't coming from that place. My mother was more concerned with, first of all, me being just being a good person.
Yeah.
Like you my mother was the person who was like, it costs you nothing to be kind to people. That was always her thing was, so I think it was more so in just being a good person, but also you don't have to disrespect the person that you're with.
I think Tay, and what I appreciate and thank Mama Tay, because me knowing you, you would be a hellacious mean girl. Because you sharp, you quick with it, and you know you're you're very even kill. So like sometimes a woman can say something that's biting to you, but because they're like super sweet, you could be like, okay, girl, whatever. But because you just like even kill, so if you come with that shit, it's like, God damn, this motherfucker mean. And I'll be honest with you, I can't stand mean girls.
hmm
I can't stand mean girls. So I'm so glad that you're not one. Can you be cool with mean girls?
No, I don't like people who are mean on purpose. Now, if somebody's doing something to you, yes, be mean to them, but mean people, period, just on GP, just because I don't like those type of people.
Yeah, nah, I can't fucking stand mean girls. And they're very problematic.
Yeah.
We talk about the gender divide, and I was telling a couple people this. You know, there's the black feminist mean girls, and then you have the red pill dudes, right?
hmm
Both of them problematic. Both of them, um, in my personal opinion, are fucking idiots.
hmm
Clip that up. I believe that. But I feel like the ultra feminist women and mean girls, they are a lot more problematic because generally speaking, they're much more intelligent. Like them red pill dudes, they some fucking lames. There's some
Yeah.
lames that can't get a chick off their charisma and their personality. Idiots that have no game. They nobody of consequence, right? They have no influence,
hmm
positive influence over the community. So you tend to troll and be an asshole online, right? And yes, they could be dangerous because obviously men could be more lethal to women. I get that. But those black feminists and those mean girls, most of them are sharp and they
Yeah.
can make a convincing argument and they can influence people. And to me, that's very, very problematic.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And a lot of times those mean girls create those red pill dudes. A lot of times.
That and they mamas.
True.
That's some shit that we don't talk about a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, that was such a foreign because like I love my mama so much, right?
hmm
And then when I started getting out here and I started seeing like women, it's a common thing for women not to get along with their mamas, right? Or to have challenging relationships with their moms.
Hmm.
Right. And to me, it was very rare to see dudes that didn't get along with their mamas.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
as I got older and I started seeing like, some guys are like, okay, dude, that's why you kind of fucked up because your mom mistreated you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I got a one of my homeboys in particular. And I have to all hats off to him because he is like one of the sweetest dudes, most kind guy, just an all around good dude. Um, and the relationship that he had with his mom was very, very, very challenging and difficult. But that still didn't impact how he treated black women.
Yeah. Maybe he had other women around that was able to, provide some other influences.
He had a hell of a father.
Okay. That helps too.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He
Yeah.
had a, he had a hell of a father. So I think
Hmm.
that's probably more what it was than it
Okay.
was. Yeah. So all right, speaking of family, so we're talking about fathers and mothers and all this shit. I got a would you or wouldn't you?
Oh Lord.
I got this off a post that I saw.
Okay.
You're dating somebody. Yeah, I've been together 3 years. And you all find out that y'all are third cousins.
Oh Lord.
Maintain the relationship or you cut it off immediately.
Ooh. Third
This,
cousins.
this
That
is different
means
than am I gonna still be friends with somebody I was fucking? This is like,
I get it. I get
am
it.
I still gonna be fucking somebody that's my cousin? Is
Right. So third cousins, that means we share a great great grandparent.
that what it is?
Yes.
You remember that
'Cause
one dude came out with that shit talking about
he was correct though.
he
That
was
is how
correct,
genealogy
but I didn't
works.
like his fucking condescending attitude and shit. And since we all learned it this way, we're just gonna keep it this way, right? Because technically, what we call third cousin. So technically, if you're my third cousin, you are my second cousin's child.
Yes. No. No. Third cousins, your second cousin and your children are third cousins.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Their child would be, I think it's second cousin once removed because it's second cousin one generation removed. That's how it goes.
Ain't gonna lie, I'm confused, but we'll just go ahead and stick with third.
So third cousins, you share great great grandparent. I'm thinking now, like I don't know any of my, I don't know any third cousins. So
No,
I
we got, but hold on, Tay. Let's go
what?
on how this, not what that dude came up with. Let's come up with how we understood it before that dude.
No, no, that's how I understand it because that's what he said was correct. Your third cousin is you share a great great grandparent with. Like my second cousins, those of us who we know that second cousins, we share my great grandmother. Everybody under her, because we didn't know my great grandfather. He passed. My great grandfather. But my great grandmother, a lot of us knew her. We share her. That's the
This,
second generation.
this is how I understand it.
But I'm telling you, how you understand it and what's correct are two different things.
Fuck
Third,
what he said. I'm gonna go off my understanding.
and I'm going to go off what is right because
Okay.
that's how I understand it.
What
You
is
asked
right?
me the question.
Okay, answer it to your way, and then I'm answering my way.
Third cousins, meaning we share a great great grandparent. I'm thinking now, I don't know any of them people. I know. Let me see on my grandmother's side. I know one of her first cousins. On this side, I know one of my grandmother's cousins. I don't know nobody else. So I might have just had to say, oh well. They say, I mean, because genetically they say that's not a problem.
I don't know. That's a lot of chromosomes.
I'm
That's
just saying,
a
but
lot.
if we've been dating for that, if we just meet and I know that you're my cousin, no. If I find out you're my third cousin, no. But you said we've been dating for 3 years.
Yeah.
I might have to say, I don't know your people. I
Okay.
might have to say that. I don't know.
Okay.
I I don't know
All right. So you went with your understanding of family
the
trees,
right way.
whatever. Tay. I'm gonna go with mine. So to me, My first cousin is either my mama's or my daddy's brother or sister's child,
Right.
right? My father's first cousin, my understanding, so don't correct me, Tay. My understanding, my father's first cousin is my second cousin. My understanding. Most people's understanding. Most
No,
people.
it's not most people. It's y'all people who want to choose to be incorrect. But go
If it
ahead.
was, if it wasn't most people's understanding, then that motherfucker wouldn't have had to make that post. So okay,
A
then
lot of people, but it's not. I don't think it's most. But go ahead.
okay, so then that means my second cousin's child is my third cousin, right?
No, not right. But go ahead.
You just can't help yourself.
I can. I'm sorry. I can't.
So that's a lot of damn chromosomes and genetics still swimming. No, it's a sad situation, right? We might have a final que sera vacation where we do it on the balcony, right? But we can't be together. No, we can't be together because I'm gonna look like a cousin fucker. Who wants to look like a cousin fucker? That's just not right. That's just not right. And the old school saying was after fifth it don't count, right?
Because your fifth is somebody you share a great grandparent with.
Okay.
No,
Cool.
that's actually fourth.
Okay. Anyway, they say after fifth it don't count. Um, I don't know, man.
Y'all
I
people just don't want to be corrected. I don't understand what the problem is. People just get stuck in the way, and when people say no, it's actually this way. That's how racism works, right?
we don't
I'm
follow
just
white
saying.
we don't follow white man's rules and shit.
This is not a white person's rule. This is
Yeah, it comes from
genealogy.
fucking Africa.
This is genealogy. This is how it works. This is how
Family
it
black
works.
genealogy.
Just like your first cousin, what do you share? What do you share in common? Your grandparents.
Our first cousin was your grandparent.
Second generation, you share great grandparents.
Hold on, let me do the math. So my second cousin, we share great grandparents.
It goes up. So your grandparents, first cousins. Great grandparents, second cousins. Great great grandparents, third cousins. Great 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 grandparents, fourth cousins. That's how it works. That's how genealogy works.
Hey, let me hold on. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. So let me think about somebody who I'm calling my second cousin. So I know a person who I'm calling my second cousin. Their their mother was my grandma's sister. So if a cousin's mom is my grandma's sister, what are they to me?
Um, Wait a minute, say that again.
So my cousin Sue
Mm-hmm.
is my dad's first cousin.
So that she's your first cousin once removed. You're
That's
one
second
generation.
cousin.
No, you're one generation removed. That's what it's called. It's first cousins once removed. That's what it's called. That's what it is.
Then who the fuck's the second cousin then?
You share great grandparents. I just said this. You share great grandparents.
I'm sticking with my
That
definition.
tier is your second cousin tier.
At the end of the day, if y'all share blood, don't fuck 'em.
Technically, we all share, but because we can't. I mean, if you're a Christian, you believe we came from two people. Anyway,
Nah, I don't believe
yeah.
that shit. Cause then that's when you start, talking about we all brothers and sisters, and I'm Mr. Man Listen, so I'm not going for that definition. Fuck that. So anyway, you my third cousin. Nah, I may hit it once, but then we ain't gonna do it again. Some of the family reunions be dangerous. That's why you got to have family reunions.
True.
And they put it on social media where it's like black people are not having family reunions no more. So, you might be out here hitting your second and third cousin removed. So I still call my second and third. I don't care what Tay said. Anyway, Tay, tell me they can find us.
You can find us at ConVersate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, share it, subscribe, and leave us a comment. And don't be afraid to learn something new.
That's right. And if you my second or third cousin removed and you want to hit it, send us a message. Go to our website. Yeah, fuck y'all. That was funny. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to our past episodes. We'll have you this time. Peace.
Bye.